I want to throw this out there. We should pull up on Joey Fats downtown because he just opened a new store. It didn't look like it had product in it yet, but once he gets that going, we should pull up.
He literally just interviewed me. I mean, he just texted me like 2 days ago and said, interview me. Let's go.
Because I hit him up trying to get a shirt from him because now you guys are starting to get me a little bit in the drip mentality of like, I want to have a cool shirt when I come in to do the podcast. You
got to do it with this. These pants.
Those pants, I'm going to have to stand up the whole entire podcast, but we can do a standing podcast. This shirt, I've already worn the shirt like 7 times on camera.
And it's dirty.
Where's the dirt?
There's a lot of dirt.
Oh, I know because I was hugging girls, so they be hitting me with the fucking.
You got like blood or something.
Don't
like
wait.
that.
Is that? I'm not gonna say.
Doo-doo.
I'm not gonna say who is that. You know whose makeup?
It might be.
You can't watch
Let
that.
it
You
plug,
can't watch
perhaps.
Let it plug.
Stop.
No, I did a porno scene with a girl the other day, and holy shit, my shirt looked like it had been to fucking Saudi Arabia and back by the end of it, dude.
It had a sandstorm on it.
And I still have it because it had like a whole bunch of
Saudi
face. So me,
Arabia.
Lena, and the other girl, we signed it, and I'm gonna try to fucking raffle it off to some sicko. Just an idea.
Sicko mode.
I just want to throw this out there. This started popping up today. Shout out to my man, Sada Baby. Welcome to life as a famous rapper. Things that you thought were no big deal in 2010 are back.
As soon as you get a #1 song, they try to get you out.
And it's always from 2010.
And it's
always the tweet.
Wait,
That's when Twitter came to be.
Okay.
Could you imagine what like
Or
2007 Twitter would have been?
Okay, wait. Can I make 1 point?
Oh, is that when it started?
Don't say that you want Beyonce to die.
No.
It would have been good
You wanna
advice for
what?
him to follow at that time.
I didn't see that tweet.
I'm going to read you all these tweets.
Okay,
They're really
read them all.
bad.
But can I just say that it's usually the Barbs because he had this remix with Nicki Minaj, and that's when they come for you. They did
But
the
the
same thing.
reason
They did
why-
the same thing to Doja Cat.
Right.
They did the same thing to a lot of people.
But
Is
peep
it the
game.
Barbs though?
It's the
Yes,
Barbs.
it is, but
It's the
peep
Barbs
game.
that be finding
This
it.
is why.
But then
Releasing.
shouldn't the Barbs be happy for the
You
people
would think,
that
but listen,
think-
listen, so I can
working
explain it.
with?
Kids,
Okay,
kids.
explain.
An account called Lil Nas X commented on Sada Baby's page and said, "Promote the remix, N-word." Sada Baby responds, "Suck my dick, faggot ass fan page."
Yo,
So,
he's wilding.
Kind of easy to understand why
Wait,
the Barbs wouldn't appreciate that.
When did he say this?
This was earlier today, I do
Oh,
believe.
jeez.
Because then all the Barbs started to go through Sada Baby's Twitter and they found some things like this thing that he tweeted in 2011 where he tweeted at somebody named Renee Bad, "Fuck yo lil ass think you talking to, bitch. I have some N-words rape you. STFU." So basically kind of threatening to send a bunch of his homies to rape someone, which you can see that going over badly. This is another one from October 2011. All caps. I hate
dark-skinned people.
Twitter for
Yo.
BlackBerry. Just to put it in context. This is where he was at the time. He had Twitter on his
and it's in
BlackBerry.
2011 too.
So you can see how the Barbs would not appreciate that.
or just how any black person would,
Anyone.
or really
anybody
anyone.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is another one. Why are these all from like the same month? Maybe he's having a bad
He
month.
was going crazy.
He must have been going through.
I don't know who OOMF is.
One of
but-
my
One
followers.
of my followers.
I want to
Oh,
slip.
that?
I want to slip
Okay.
one of my followers a roofie and rape her ass all night long.
That's so bad.
And then this is probably the one that I feel like could have the most legs. I'm tired of Beyonce. That bitch needs to die or something. And this is another really bad one. SMH, being a fag
Should be illegal.
Isn't he like a part of the No Jumper news squad now? Is it good that we're like highlighting this bad stuff about it?
I don't feel like, I mean, he's dealing with it because the thing that is really the most astonishing about it is the attitude that he has chosen to combat these
He
messages.
he doesn't give a fuck,
Yeah.
right?
Of
He
course.
does. He's actually. I kind of like the way he's handling it because if you're gonna go through this,
You gotta like do.
you might have to. One of the viral tweets I seen about it was basically saying like, Sada Baby's fans are all just hood dudes. Like
Bro,
they're not
like-
gonna care about this.
like, bro, I was about
They
to
don't
say,
care.
do you know where they're from?
I know, but this is for the TikTokers that made a TikTok to fucking pull
But
out
that's
jumpers.
not. Yeah,
That's not his fan
This
base.
song was not made to do that. It just became that, and it's like, bro, if you know Scuba Steve, then you just know this is the type of nigga. This is the type of like.
Sada Baby
He
has
just says
deleted
shit like
the
that.
messages that were on his story about this, which was interesting. I wonder if the label was telling him that he
What was he
shouldn't.
saying?
course they
It's
were.
like, fuck all you.
It was basically like I really like the one that he did have because it was basically like I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. because I don't give a fuck about any of this famous shit in the
God.
first place. Y'all
God.
are not like you're just not my fucking hardcore fan base.
These are just
So
random
fuck
ass
you.
motherfuckers.
But that being said, I still think that like probably the reason why I deleted it is because if I were Sada Baby, I would want to come out and make a pretty clear statement.
That,
No,
like-
I do not want Beyonce to die.
No.
No, I don't think it should be illegal to be gay. No,
And
I don't hate dark skinned
Yep.
people. You know,
I also don't
he
think
should clarify those
Yeah,
things,
like
you
I
know?
also don't. I'm not cool with rape. But I just like blah blah blah.
One of my followers, I never even knew that was a thing.
See, like I'm just thinking back. I'm not defending him at all. What I'm doing is I'm thinking back to 2011 Twitter. I am an avid Twitter user, like,
Right.
or I was an avid Twitter user, and just that timing of like
It was the worst.
that was like shock value, like when
Yeah.
Odd Future first came out, and
This was around that time.
This
That's
was
how
like-
long ago this was. Put that into perspective.
feel
This
me?
is when you were
Yeah.
first finding out about Tyler the Creator for most
And it's like-
rap
they,
fans.
They
And it's
were
like-
saying the crazy.
but everyone was though at that
Everyone, I
time,
agree, I
especially
agree.
Twitter.
And
Twitter was
especially-
crazy.
especially Odd Future fans.
And especially when you're Sada Baby, like Odd Future, at least they were blowing up at the time. Sada
Mm-hmm.
Baby was literally
Doing
a nobody,
nothing.
and was probably selling drugs
Probably
or doing
the
something
hood,
that
And
yeah.
he
was
probably
not.
just thought of something funny and just
He-
tweeted it.
like me hearing I want to slip a roofie. I want to slip one of my followers a roofie and R word her
yeah.
all night. To me, in actual context, it just sounds like he was saying, "I think one of my fellow followers is attractive, and I
It's
would like to have
beautiful.
sex with her."
I give him the benefit of the doubt that I'm assuming he was making jokes that he
It was
thought
some
were
Twitter
cool at
shit.
the time. Your friends, your 10 people that are following you at that time.
Probably 100 followers.
Sada Baby was 19. Like he
Right,
was
come
like
on.
19, 20 at this time. A lot of 19-year-old guys that I know have
Say crazy
extremely
shit.
edgy
Stupid stuff.
senses of humor, and especially 10 years ago. So I
Yeah.
mean, I definitely think that if I were him, I do like the fact that he's saying "fuck y'all," like you're
To
not
the
my real
random-
fans.
yeah.
Yeah,
but,
two people that don't matter.
but some of those things that he said,
Yeah.
it would be
Yeah.
in his best interest to at
You should
least make
definitely
it
clear
clear
it up for sure.
that's not actually how I feel.
I don't
These
think
are
he
jokes
hate-
that I made back in
Oh.
the day or whatever.
I don't
Okay.
think he hates black women. I don't think he
Okay,
is
so-
trying to.
So in the court of law, what is the statute of limitations? How long is that? Like 10 years or something?
That's a good question because I mean, there's a lot of stuff people tweeted
I
a
think,
year or two because a lot of
Yeah.
times people
Facts.
will get it confused because there will be something in the news that we are all talking about and then somebody will say something that completely makes sense in the context of what everybody is talking about,
Yeah.
and then 2 years later when nobody remembers what that was being talked about at the time, that tweet seems insanely offensive. And so I mean, I've been clearly held to the flames about
Yeah.
this in
Yes,
the
you
past,
have.
was elephant in the room, and so I tend to like be very forgiving because I'm somebody that like the stuff that we
that's a
thought
fact.
was funny when I was a teenager is stuff that if anyone were to say it publicly right now, they might be
would just-
banned from social media forever
Forever.
Yeah,
for
that's a
stuff
fact.
that we thought was funny in high school.
I just think that there should be a statute of limitations on offensive tweets,
Right.
especially 10 years old. You know what I mean? Like, you're a different person than you were last month. And as long as you're not like killing, raping, and whatever, touching children, like,
Right.
if you said something stupid on Twitter
The record,
10 years
yeah.
ago, you know?
At the end of the day, it was jokes. It's not like Sada Baby was accused of something crazy 10
yeah,
years
as
ago
long
or
as
whatever. That's a
something
different
doesn't come
conversation.
out,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I couldn't even tell you about all the old
You
crazy
might be
shit.
kind
I
of
took.
lucky that your Twitter got deleted.
I actually
That's real.
I think about that all the time. I've said some wild shit, but also like if you put into context of like anything that I've ever said wild on Twitter was because usually I was replying back to someone saying some crazy shit to me,
Right.
or someone DM me some crazy shit, and I just have a crazy ass brain, so I'm going to the deepest,
Timeline.
darkest. I told.
Like when he says
Can
to
I
that
say-
girl, like I'm
No.
gonna have
I mean, if you
I'm gonna
want
have
to.
some dudes pull up and rape you. Granted, there's no excuse
There's
for
no
saying
excuse
something
for
like
saying
that,
that.
but we don't get to see what she said to him. She might have said,
This
"I'm gonna
nigga might
have my
been trying
homie
to-
pull up and shoot up your fucking house or some shit," you know.
And he was just saying some disrespectful,
Yeah.
crazy ass shit. I'm not saying you should ever say that, and that is obviously wrong. But it's like sometimes when you're arguing back and forth, I just did this to someone. Like I said,
you
some
get
of
the most, like,
you
what's
try to
gonna
go to
hit the
devious-
the lowest
the
fucking punch.
you know.
I feel you.
But like that's a problem that like I actually have in my real life that I'll do to people.
Yeah, I know. You do that to me a
You
lot.
say horrible things to people that are more extreme than what you actually feel.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel that.
I did that to you last week.
We had a little squabble behind the scenes. Yeah.
But you
I kind
know,
of want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Not like the squabble behind the scenes, but that we should all be a little bit more lifting each other up instead of tearing each other down.
I agree with that.
At
And
least on air.
I think like the main thing that I want to get across to the fans out there who might have any questions about that is that I think we are all committed to continuing this podcast
Of course,
and continuing to do the best content that we can. This rapport will not build itself overnight. There will be hiccups.
that's a fact.
I think what's important is that like if we do have issues with each other, that we just
air 'em
talk
out.
about it, work it out.